Hi guys and dolls, it's Sequoia. I am here in good old cold Maryland, staying with my parents, enjoying time away from Los Angeles. I love LA. LA is home, but I know everybody who lives in LA, who's moved to LA from somewhere else, can agree with me that there's nothing like getting away from LA for a little bit to come back and appreciate it. So I'm thankful for this time away. I've done some interesting things because I'm kind of sort of on vacation. I work for myself, so there's never really a vacation, but this is probably as close to vacation as I'm going to get. And so I'm reading some books. The book that I'm reading now is called Finding Your Own North Star. And I realize that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm finding my own North Star. When I look at my life right now, on December 20th, 2017, it is completely different than it was on December 20th, 2016, in ways that if you had told me they would be that way, I would have never believed you. Never in a million years. I would have thought you were lying. I would have questioned your sanity. But that's kind of where, how life goes. And that's where I am now. So I'm taking this journey of self-discovery and learning a lot about myself. Being around my mom is funny because I notice so many of the things that I do and think and say, and so many of my belief systems are completely because that's what she believes and that's how I was socialized. And there are things that, even though I was socialized that way, that's just kind of me. I still agree with it. And there are other things that I'm unboxing and trying to figure out, do I really feel like that? Or why do I really feel like that? Or does that make sense for me and who I am at this particular point in my life at this time? And so it's been fun. It's been interesting. And I figured that I would document it and that I would share my journey with you guys and see what happens. One of the things that I have always dealt with was the need to feel perfect and feel like I can't make mistakes. I can't fail. Failure is not an option. But what I learned is that that's not necessarily true. And I saw someone post something the other day. I want to say it was my friend Kendra. Post something the other day that said something along the lines of, you don't have to be perfect to inspire others, and that the way you inspire others is to allow them to see how you handle the imperfection. And so that's what this is. In finding your own North Star, one of the things that the author talks about is looking at those moments in your life that brought you the most joy. And one of the moments that I reflect on often, and more often than I even realized, was before I moved to Los Angeles. I was actually on the phone with someone, and I want to say she was from my credit card company or something like that. She was someone that I don't regularly talk to, but I'd spoken to her at that particular moment. But I remember I was telling her, hey, I'm getting ready to move to LA. It's going to be awesome. I'm following my dreams. I'm going to act. And she was just so inspired by me, just taking the action of leaping and letting the net appear, because I didn't have a job when I moved to LA. I didn't know how I was going to make any of it work. I didn't have a place to stay. I just figured I would go. And I was so thankful to Brian, my boyfriend at the time, for coming with me, because it was scary enough trying to do it by myself, but it was great to have somebody to do the journey with. But I was still going either way. So, but she was really inspired by that. And I remember having this whole conversation that was outside of whatever she had called me about, where I encouraged her to just take her own leap of faith and do the things that she wanted to do. And that, to me, has always been such a gratifying moment, because she was truly inspired by me. And I've spoken with other people over the time that I've been in LA. And there are other people who have been inspired by my journey. And I don't find it particularly inspiring because I feel like I'm not where I want to be. But if I'm honest, I'm still a lot further along than I was. So that's a great thing. But no, I'm not yet where I want to be. And so that kind of gets disappointing. But there's still others who are inspired by that. And that's kind of what led me to this and led me to want to document my journey. And so there are going to be a lot of changes for me over the next however long, because I don't know how long it's going to be. But I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that I inspire some people out there to start your own journeys and figure out. Martha Beck, who's the author of the book, calls it your social self, which is who we've been socialized to be, versus your essential self, which is who you really are. And I kind of liken it to the id ego thing, but it's not exactly that, because that's a little different. We'll probably talk about that at some other point. But I'm looking forward to rediscovering my essential self. I feel like I do a lot of leading from my social self and from the sequoia that I'm expected to be. And I think I'm a little bit better than some, because I do think I have a good mix. I do think that I am one to kind of still follow my own, I march to the beat of my own drum a lot. And so that's fun. But I do still think that there's some opportunity to learn and grow and develop. And that's what this is all about. And if I can inspire someone along the way, then that's awesome. So welcome. First big change. I'm going to talk about it now.